Once the recording is finished, you have the option to delete the data if the session was unsuccessful, or you can click Start Analyzer to begin processing the recorded data. The Analyzer app will process the data, searching for incorrect values and fixing them automatically. If everything is fine, you will see a clear graph with recorded values. You can also manually review the data and analyze the results. Now let's look at some scenarios where the text recognition is not working correctly. Even though the recognition is powerful, there are cases where it may fail. However, FPS Analyzer offers tools to help fix issues easily. In this example, we have some issues that are not immediately recognized. The first thing we can try is using the Rescan option, which will reread the data and attempt to fix the issues. However, in this case, the same error remains. Clicking on the incorrect number shows a difference between the recognized number and the recorded value. If we try the detect button, it doesn't identify it as an error. The issue here might be that the difference between the values is too small to be considered as warning. Here we have the option to set a warning threshold. Let's set it to 5 as the difference here is really small. After clicking Detect, the incorrect values are now marked as warning properly. Click Correct and we are done. All fixed. You can also apply the threshold directly for the Rescan operation. Just lower the threshold number and click Rescan. Bear in mind that lowering the threshold can increase processing time. In this example, with a 3-minute session, it's manageable. Once the Rescan is finished, we have a clean graph and the session is ready for publishing. Let's look at another example where setting the threshold marks the value as expected, but the correction process still doesn't recognize them properly. Clicking the Edit button allows you to manually set the value. You can also use the Detect Value button to see if it is recognized. In this case, it didn't help, so we will need to correct it manually. Using the arrow buttons lets you quickly move between the values marked as warnings. Once finished, close the Edit Value window. If the detection process fails or doesn't mark some values, you also have the option to manually mark the values one by one. You can either click the button or press Command I on the keyboard to mark the values. Now let's click on the correct button. It fixed all the values except the one, so let's fix this one by hand. Now let's check a more complicated scenario. Here the graph really doesn't look good, so let's see what we can do about it. First, we will try Rescan operation. It doesn't help much, but don't worry. FPS Analyzer has powerful tools for this. The first number here is incorrect, and this is crucial for the analyzer. Manual detection doesn't help here either, so we will manually correct it. The difference between the correct and incorrect values here is around 20, so let's lower the threshold to, let's say, about 15 and try the detection the values again. Some are now fixed, but others are still incorrect. Let's lower the threshold once more. Almost done, but we still see some more values that might be incorrect. Let's mark them manually this time and click Correct button. Finally, for the last one, we will manually detect the value and complete the process. Now the chart is clear. Here we have another example with incorrect data. By the way, I'm sorry for the video quality. I recorded it with lower settings by mistake and lost the input data for the session to record that again. And I wanted to use this one as another example on how to fix some hard issues easily. Here we can see that most of the values have incorrect values, but it seems to be okay, and correctly recognized value is marked as warning. We can manually fix this one, but it is not necessary in this case. More important issue is, as in the previous scenario, the first number is not recognized correctly. Even manual detection is failing. Let's update it manually. If we now try to detect the warning values, they are marked correctly. Let's try to correct them with correct button. Do that few more times and we have all fixed now. I also recommend to manually check few of the values, especially some peaks like here may mean it is not correct, but in this case it is all fine.